Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Business Ninjas. This is Kelsey here today with Misty City. She's the managing director and owner of SearchPath City Group. Misty, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely happy to have you. So, Misty, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, like you said, my name is Misty Ursetti. I am the managing director of SearchPath Ursetti Group and proud owner. I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago. And as a young adult, I moved around throughout the country in my younger days, and I ended up back in the Midwest to be closer to my family. They had migrated to Northwest Indiana.
Yeah.
Came back here in 1993, and I had two beautiful children who are now grown adults. And I just love spending time with my family and friends,
That's
quality time.
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So,
Yeah.
how did you get started with SearchPath City Group?
Well, it's really a funny story. I never really knew what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I always gravitated towards sales.
Mhm.
And then when my children were younger, I was a stay-at-home mom, but as my youngest started school, I decided I was going to get myself back into the workforce.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and my family's in real estate, so I went ahead and got my real estate license, and that really wasn't my thing.
Okay.
So I literally answered a housekeeping ad in a local paper. And I knew nothing about this industry
Yeah.
whatsoever. And lo and behold, it was a staffing firm that was, hiring for their client for that
Yeah.
particular need. And when I went for the interview, I was really impressed with that industry. And
Mhm.
I even remember, mentioning to the recruiter who was
Yeah.
interviewing me at the time, what a rewarding job this must be.
Yeah.
And what happened in turn was the owner, she pulled the owner aside and introduced me. And that right then and there, they offered me the account executive role within that firm, which happened to be a franchise as well. Yeah, so
Wow.
it was a little ironic. And, I was so excited. Obviously, I accepted the offer immediately.
Oh, absolutely.
It was better than cleaning, even
Yeah.
though even though I like to clean. But yeah, I just loved it. I had a passion for it ever since.
Yeah.
And while I was working, I was with them for a year,
Mhm.
and I was going after a company in the area,
Mhm.
and they already had a national provider in place.
Mhm.
And I was relentless, and they reached out to that provider, and they suggested that I subcontract the role through my firm that I was currently working for.
Yeah.
And then it just took it to the next level. The area director reached out to me, offered me the branch manager role at the corporation that I
Yeah.
had worked for the last 16 years. And I believe that's where I, was able to acquire the entrepreneurial skill sets that
Yeah.
I was running that branch, and it was my baby. And I didn't know the job I had ahead of me at that time
Mhm.
because it was severely in the red.
Mhm.
And what happened was I had a big job ahead. I had to turn it around, and they were going to close that branch prior to hiring me, but they thought they'd, give me a shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I took it around and I turned it around, and I made it one of the most lucrative branches in the country.
Wow.
So I was really proud of my accomplishments, but you know, I'm not getting any younger, and I just saw the writing on the wall, with corporate world, and I didn't know if I really saw myself ever retiring.
Mhm.
And I thought, I just had this pull to
Mhm.
go in this direction. If I could do this for the company that I worked for and take something from nothing and turning it into a monster, I could do this for myself. So, I decided to start doing some research, and I came across SearchPath, and I loved the model that it represented. And I didn't hesitate.
Yeah.
I just branched out into branching out independently was probably the best decision I ever made.
Yeah. It sounds like
And here I am.
yeah, it sounds like leaning into that really, changed your life. So, what
It
is
so
Search
did. Well, SearchPath is a workforce solutions company,
Mhm.
and we partner with different organizations to find and deliver top talent in the workplace,
Okay.
uh, in the market. So basically, we do flexible and permanent staffing.
Mhm.
Um, and we do consulting and
Mhm.
special projects and
Mhm.
whatever needs our clients may have.
Mhm. Is there a specific industry that you tend to see SearchPath working with more?
Well, the SearchPath group is based on franchisees that specialize in particular niches, where
Okay.
their specialties lie.
Yeah.
I chose to put my focus in the food and beverage industry,
Okay.
because I'm thinking everybody needs to eat and everybody
Yeah.
needs to drink. But what I did was I actually branched out a little bit into other organizations that
Mhm.
needed help with their hiring efforts. And ironically, they actually service the food and beverage industry. But
Yeah.
I'm just happy to help whoever needs my help with
Yeah.
the hiring efforts. And when it comes to organizations or people and individuals looking for work.
Yeah. So break down a little bit more for me about what SearchPath or Citigroup does and the problems that it solves within this food and beverage industry.
Well, like I said, we're strictly not focusing on the food and beverage
Okay.
industry at the moment. I mean, what we do is we find top talent for our clients,
Mhm.
and like I said, deliver them. And
Mhm.
we're finding that needle in the haystack, the
Mhm.
diamond in the rough. You
Mhm.
know, what we tend to do is when we're working with permanent placements,
Mhm.
we tend to focus on passive individuals that are
Mhm.
actually really not looking for work.
Okay.
What they we present an opportunity, and it just might be a great enough opportunity where they decide to
Yeah.
make a move.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people that we work with aren't searching those job boards. They aren't looking for a
Yeah.
new opportunity. They're happy where they are. But then again, our goal is to try to get that next step in individuals' career and take it to the next level.
Yeah. So what would be one of the ways that you think that SearchPath or Citigroup stands out?
Well, you know, I just believe people like doing business with people they like.
Mhm.
And I just, I am not a salesperson, even though I do gravitate towards sales throughout my life, but I'm really not a salesperson. I love
Okay.
this industry, and I just feel that, it's based on collaboration. I feel like it's very important, to work as a
Mhm.
team with my clients and to be on the same page so that we're
Mhm.
delivering the right individual that meets their
Mhm.
cultural fit and,
Mhm.
the personalities, get along. And
Mhm.
so just the collaborative aspect, the responsiveness,
Yeah.
you can expect immediate results with us
Yeah.
always. We follow through on a order from start to finish in a
Yeah.
very professional manner.
Yeah.
And it just gets back to that connectivity,
Mhm.
building those strong relationships, and being that trusted partner for
Mhm.
our candidates and the professionals that we place.
Absolutely. So talking about those professionals and, being an extension of those companies, one, you need trust in both of those areas. So how are you able to, one, find these companies and talent to be able to place, but also two, how do you work to build that trust?
Well, we find the companies, ironically, like I said, I'm new to this game with SearchPath.
Hmm.
I've literally haven't even been doing this for a year.
Yeah.
I purchased this franchise in January of
Okay.
2022.
Okay.
So we're basically just getting up and running, but I have, had clients reach out to me. Candidates, it's all about marketing. We obviously place ads on
Hmm.
Indeed and Career Builder. I believe in business development, and I believe in finding those orders and the needs that the clients have, and then going after those right individuals
Hmm.
for those skill sets that they're looking for.
Mhm. Mhm. And then talking about building that trust, you sounds like you really are an extension of those companies' teams.
We definitely try to be. We
Mhm.
we like to consider ourselves as a partner
Yeah,
when working with
absolutely.
them. And like I said, when we get an order, we're relentless.
Yeah.
We continue to find those individuals. I mean, sometimes, people, we send resumes, you do
Mhm.
interviews. They might not be a good fit. It could be culturally, it could be personality
Mhm.
conflict.
Mhm.
We just don't give up, until we find the right individual.
Yeah. Yeah. And you talked a little bit about, those the different industries and the verticals that you serve, but narrow it down a little bit more for me. Have you seen it's a type of size company? Talk to me a little bit more about, that target audience.
Well, we are working with small, medium businesses, and there's some of my clients that are large, over,
Hmm.
500 employees.
Yeah, wow.
So, what we're doing for them is we're doing professional services, office and clerical, accounting and finance,
Yeah.
even some sales opportunities, human resources and
Yeah.
administration. And we even opened up a light industrial division. So now we are
Yeah.
servicing our clients' warehouse needs.
Wow. Is there anything that SearchPath or Citigroup doesn't do? Holy cow, that's fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, in reality, with the search path model, we're
Yeah.
supposed to be really specifically focusing on a specific niche. But,
Hmm.
in my background, this is what I've done and this is what I know
Hmm.
all these years. So I decided I might as well just continue to do what I know and love
Yeah.
and do it all.
Yeah. Hey, tackle it, tackle it. So you
Yeah.
said that you started really out in January of 2022. How have you been working to scale the company and grow the business?
Well, I guess you could say I got lucky. I really I have two really great loyal clients that
Yeah,
um, are constantly in need of hiring assistance.
yeah,
So I have orders coming in on a consistent level, and like I said, it's about that building of relationships.
hmm,
And I mean, I try to network and get out there and talk with people, and
hmm,
I mean, they don't have to give me an order today. I
yeah,
just try to stay persistent, and
absolutely,
I'm still here, and if you need my help, and
absolutely,
you know where to find me.
yeah,
But it's all about persistence
hmm,
in reality. It
yeah,
always has been.
yeah. Yeah, it sounds like persistence and also really building that brand awareness and making, a recognizable name for yourself.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. And that's
Yeah.
why I was so happy when I found you. I thought this is such a great medium, to get
Yeah.
out there and get our word out and,
I love it. Awesome. So, Misty, talk to me a little bit about how Earth City Group with SearchPath is able to generate revenue.
well, we generate revenue in a couple different ways. One with permanent placement,
Hmm.
we bill a flat fee on the candidate's annual salary,
Hmm.
not to exceed 30%,
Hmm.
um, for that selected candidate.
Yeah.
Um, with contingent staffing, there is an hourly rate billed, and that's based on the candidate's hourly pay rate.
Hmm.
There's a bill rate on top of that,
Hmm.
and that generates weekly, depending on how many hours that individual works,
Yeah.
for the duration until that assignment is ended.
Yeah.
But I always try to work with my clients, and I'm happy to negotiate a fee that's comfortable for them,
Yeah.
and to feel comfortable in working with me.
Yeah.
I'm willing to work with my clients when it comes to
Yeah.
pricing.
Yeah. So it sounds like, you're accessible, you're flexible, and, very customer centric.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, you know, it depends on the market too. There's some markets that are used to paying a higher markup. There's some
Hmm.
that's used to paying a lower. I
Hmm.
talk with my clients and I try to get to the
Hmm.
root of, what they can afford. Everybody's budgets are not
Hmm.
alike.
Right.
So,
Right. Right. So if someone wanted to reach out to you at Earth City Group, where would they go about reaching you?
if you're an organization that requires assistance with their
Hmm.
hiring efforts, I would love to hear from you. Or
Yeah.
if you're an individual that's looking to make a change in the workplace, I
Hmm.
would love to hear from you as well.
Hmm.
And please feel free to give me a call at 312-874-7756.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, the thing about it is, right now, it's like I'm focusing on the Chicagoland market,
Mhm.
which I always have throughout my career. But we're global. I mean, you need my help, I can go anywhere. I don't have a territory, which is a beautiful thing. So I can go to any state, any country. you need my help, just give us a call.
Citigroup is there.
That's right.
So, Misty, if you were to leave our listeners with one piece of information, either about SearchPath or Citigroup, the space that you're in, what would it be?
Well, I really would like to hear from you. I mean, basically that's it in a nutshell. I would love to hear from you and assist you with any needs you may have, or if you're looking for work, any opportunities you're seeking. And also, if you're like me and tired of the corporate world
Hmm.
and looking to make a change, then feel free to give me a call. I would
Hmm.
love to tell you about the opportunities that the SearchPath franchise has to offer. Because, it's just such a,
Rewarding and full of
yes,
opportunities, it sounds like.
it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
And it's a different lifestyle
Hey,
for
that's
sure.
everybody may need a change. So I appreciate, Misty, this conversation about SearchPath, about the abilities that you have, what you can fulfill for companies, the talent that you've been able to find. I think this was a great conversation about the workforce, and I appreciate you being on Business Ninjas.
Oh, I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure
Abs-
to be here.
yeah, come back anytime.
Sounds good, Kelsey. You take care.